Alright, hello and welcome. Baro is back, so let's see what he's got. So, the new item from Baro today is an item that can tell you whether or not you were born in the dark or not. We got this here Bane mask, so we're going to be picking that up and looking at that. Probably not going to use this, I'll be honest, but it could surprise me. The preview is not great looking, but we're going to take a look at it.
An excellent choice.
Beyond that, we've got everything else that we've seen in the past. We've got our Prime PD charge, which is pretty solid. Obviously, this is just a very high damage elemental that you can put in a secondary and is worth picking up for that, pretty much. It's more damage in a lot of cases. Then we have Buzzkill, which is incidentally useful on a couple of melee weapons. Not nearly as many as people seem to think, but a couple of melee weapons. We have Sweeping Serration, which goes on the Tigress Prime and the Sancti Tigress occasionally, which is pretty good. Going on the Tigress Prime means that the use case for this is that it goes on potentially the single best primary weapon in the game, so a lot of merit to Sweeping Serration as it turns out. Maim, not so much. Pretty much no weapon I can think of would actually ever use this, so that's a bit unfortunate. The Prisma Gorgon is pretty much just mastery fodder. It's okay. If you really enjoy the Gorgon series, this might be the one that I would use if I had to pick one. But it's pretty expensive and it's mostly just mastery. Prisma Dual Cleavers, on the other hand, these weapons are fantastic. Some very, very good dual swords. They have an augment. Hard to complain about them. Real nice. Then we have the entire Daedalus set, I believe. Oh no, we're missing the chest piece for the Daedalus set. Most of the Daedalus set, which we're going to show off. And the Prisma Jet Sentinel Wings and the Prisma Koi Tail for our Sentinel. So we'll show that stuff off as well. Then we have an Affinity Booster, which is fine if you're going to be doing some leveling. Decent thing to pick up. Although I might say that if you are someone who is more into trading, I think a better use of your resources would possibly be to trade for a little bit of plat and buy a 3-day booster that way. But obviously, this is a totally reasonable option as well. But yeah, a decent haul. Pretty solid. I do enjoy the Daedalus shoulder guards before we even get into that. And new items are always nice. So, with that, let's go check this stuff out. And then we'll head on over to console. Alright, so now we're back in the ship. Let's take a look at this stuff. First things first, let's check the armor. Armor's pretty good. I like the shoulders. Legs are a little big for me on most Warframes, I think. But the shoulders are real nice. I like them a lot. Use them on a couple of different Warframes. Let's get some colors in here. They color very well, as is expected of all Prisma items. That's going to remain true for pretty much everything. Yeah, pretty solid on there. Let's look at the Prisma Gorgon real fast. Obviously, same deal. It's Prisma, so it looks good. So yeah, no surprises there, I think. And then finally, with our wings and tail, or engines and tail, let's check that out, which I'm not a huge fan of the engines, gotta say. I don't really think there's a Sentinel they fit super well on. They look fine. I just don't think there's a good Sentinel for them. They're alright. Okay. Look fine. It's like if this is your only wings, maybe use them, but maybe not. Yeah, that's that business. Let's go come back to our operator real quick and see what's going on back there. Alright, operator. Or Tenno, I suppose. Not markings. It is our accessories. I use the cognitive relay usually. But I was born in the dark. Yeah, but yeah, this is a for reals Bane mask. It kind of looks, looks like it colors pretty well though. Let's see here. I've just got white and gold on here right now. So I guess there is an uncolorable black section of this, if I'm... Yeah, okay, so there's an uncolorable black section of this. But that's fine. I mean, black goes with everything, right? So that's not too big a deal. But yeah, if you were born in the dark, then this seems like the business for you. Seems like the type of thing that you'd definitely be into if you were going for that kind of look. And I mean, it's nice enough. It's fine. So yeah, kind of the accessories. Let's head over to console and see what they got today. Alright, here we are on console. We have the Katir Sentinel wings and the Katir Sentinel tail, which I think are pretty significantly better than what we got on PC today. I really, really like the Katir accessories for Sentinels. I think they're all phenomenal, so if you want my opinion on how to make your Sentinel look, these are great. Then we have the Scimitar Prisma skin. All the ship skins look great. I've shown them off plenty of times. Then we have the earrings, which I've shown these off in the past as well. They're okay. They're kind of wonky sized per each one, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I've shown those off a little while ago if you want to go back and see those. Tempo Royale, as I've said in the past, this is a very, very good stance. That is probably the one that would be worth getting here. It is really good if you need mobility. Obviously, Cleaving Whirlwind is going to be significantly higher damage than the Tempo Royale, but in a lot of cases, it's for heavy blades. You're not going to need all of that damage, so totally reasonable to use this. It's a very, very fun stance that I would definitely recommend. Astral Twilight is just so easy to get. It's so easy to get. Like, after you're like doing Kuva farms, you're going to be handed this. So don't spend ducats on it. Just don't do it. Like, just go do some Kuva farming and it'll drop for you. Like 100% chance. Like, you'll be fine. Don't buy this. Vermilion Storm, I don't really think there's like Venka Prime has some niche uses right now, but otherwise I don't really think that it would be worth getting this stance here, just because it's like, there's plenty of good claw stances. There's plenty of fun claw stances. And Vermilion Storm I don't even think is that great overall, so unless you're really aching for a new claw stance, probably just skip this one and just wait for it to drop. Fang Fusillade, this is the only one that we didn't get on PC today. This has a use case on very hyper-specifically the Dread, and that is about the only primary besides maybe with the hyper-specific build, the Bratton Prime, and that's a build I wouldn't use. Maybe there's a case to be made for using it there. Other than that, pretty much not going to see a lot of use, but Dread is a really popular weapon. It's a build you could try out. It's not bad. Otherwise, we have the Hydroid Immortal skin, which is okay. The problem with the skin is that it's for Hydroid, of course, which is a bit unfortunate. And we got that 3-day affinity booster, which the same goes for this on console as for what I said on PC, so pretty solid overall. But yeah, not a bad haul. Yeah. Today is the free-to-play stream, which will be starting up about whenever this video went live, so if you're watching this right now and it's still the same day, we're probably streaming right now, so you should come hang out. We're going to be making some massive progress today on the free-to-play stream, I think, barring any time gates that I am not aware of. So, I'll see you guys, hopefully on the stream, but maybe tomorrow.